Hello everyone, I am welcoming you to the part 5 of oscillations, in which we are going to study about one more interesting term, which is simple pendulum, and the more laws which are related to the same, and even one of the types of simple pendulum, which is seconds pendulum, that also we are going to study in this particular part. And even the first chapter, which is rotational dynamics, that you have been learned, which is considered of the rotations and the conical pendulum, right? So if you remember the conical pendulum, it is similar to that. And what are the difference that we are going to say in this part? Okay, so let's move towards our lecture, in which we are going to see about the simple pendulum. Now, as you know, what is pendulum? What is pendulum? A rigid support is there and a string is attached to that rigid support, and one end of the string is being attached to a particle or bob. Okay, so that bob should be very heavy according to the ideal simple pendulum. Now we are going to see about ideal simple pendulum. So for ideal simple pendulum, the object or the particle which is there at the end of the string should be heavy. Okay, so it should be heavy. What should be heavy? Bob or sphere, which is there at the end of the string. Okay, and the string, which is this, it should be massless, then frictionless, and even it should be flexible. Okay, so these are the conditions for ideal simple pendulum. But ideally or practically, is it possible? No. So practically we are going to use one of the sphere which you have used in the 11th standard for the practical of vernier caliper. You must have seen a spherical bob which is very small in size, and you have derived the diameter and even radius of that, and after that you have calculated volume of that sphere. So that is the sphere we are going to use in this, for this simple pendulum. So a string is there, that spherical bob we are going to attach to the end of the string, and there will be a rigid support, and the bob will move in this sense, which is in to and fro. Now as we are in the chapter oscillations, what is the main basic concept in oscillation? The main concept is SHM, which is simple harmonic motion. So we are going to check whether this motion which is there for the simple pendulum is either simple harmonic or not. It is actually simple harmonic, but how it can be simple harmonic, that we are going to prove. Okay, so right now you can see the diagram over here, in which you can see this is the rigid support and this is the string which is having length L. At the end of the string there is a bob. Why I have drawn 3 of them? Because I want to show the motion. So this particle or this bob is moving like this, so I have seen the 3. Okay, the bob is having mass M. Now what is about the length L? The length L is nothing but which is starting from the this, which is attached to the rigid support, and it ends on the center of gravity of the bob, which is at the center. So this is the total length of this simple pendulum. Then you can see over here angle theta is being created, then tension T, and as you have seen the bob is there, so it should have some weight, right? So weight is being given by M into G. So these are having, the weight component are having 2 of them. 2 components are there. First one is vertically downward. As we say always, that weight always going towards or downwards, right? So this is nothing but mg cos theta, and another component which is there in the horizontal direction, which is moving towards this, which is mg sin theta. Now what is the role of both of them? So as you can see directly from the diagram, this mg cos theta is balances t, right? So you can directly say this, both are balancing each other. But what about mg sin theta? Mg sin theta is nothing but the component which is perpendicular to this string, right? And it is used to find out the restoring force, or you can say restoring force is due to this mg sin theta. So I can directly write down the equation which is of restoring force, which is given by this. F is equal to minus mg sin theta. Okay, so this is the restoring force. As it is the restoring, so I have written minus sign over there. Okay, so as I move this pendulum or as I move this bob in this direction, it will go again towards this and it will come back to here. When it will be at rest, when the energy will completely reduced, at that time it will be at the rest. Okay, so this is F is equal to mg sin theta. Now, after writing this equation, I just want to let you know that this angle which is there, theta is very small. It is a small, means it is less than 10 degrees. So it is very smallest. So what I can say that this sin theta is nearly equal to theta. This is what I can assume because theta is very small. Okay. So by considering this, what will this equation become? This equation will become minus mg theta. So I am getting the another one equation. Okay. Now value for theta. Okay. So what is the value for theta? You can have a look inside this diagram in which you can see O, A, B is there suppose. Okay. So look into the triangle O, A, B. If I say theta is this angle, so what will be sin theta over here? What is sin theta? Always sin theta is nothing but opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Am I right? Yes. So what is this? This is nothing but x. Okay, so this is the displacement which is being carried by the bob. So I am supposed to write x over here. Okay, so this is x. So what will be sin theta over here, which is opposite side, which is x, and what is hypotenuse over here? L is the hypotenuse. So I can write L over here. So I am getting value for sin theta as x upon L. But as I told you that we are going to consider this as only theta. So what will be the value of theta here? It will be x upon L. So by putting this value of theta in this equation, I will get F is equal to minus mg into x upon L. So this is what I got. Okay. So after this, what are the terms which denotes? F is the force, m is mass of the bob, g is gravity, x is displacement, L is length of pendulum. Okay, that's how you know. Now what I am going to consider is, I will just drop this diagram so that I will write the next derivation over here. Now we are going to find out the periodic time for simple pendulum. Okay, so what is periodic time actually? Periodic time is nothing but T is equal to 2 pi upon omega. So I have written the another form of this also, which is nothing but 2 pi divided by acceleration per unit displacement. Even this is one of the form of okay. So this is one of the form of the formula which is there for T. Okay. So now let's move towards. Just keep this aside. Now we will move again towards this formula, which is F is equal to minus mg x upon L. Now, as you know all, what is the Newton's second law tells us? It tells us that F is nothing but m into L. Am I right? So I can put this value of F in this equation. So I will get ma is equal to minus mg x upon L. Is it right? Yes. So what will happen over here? This m and m will get cancelled. So I am getting a is equal to minus g into x divided by L. Now what I am going to do is, I will just keep this g by L to another side and I will going to take this x to this direction. So what will happen? A by x will become minus g by L. So what is this? This is nothing but acceleration per unit displacement. You can see acceleration per unit displacement. So I am going to put this value in this. Okay, so as you can see over here, negative sign is there, but if we consider only magnitude, in case of magnitude only, so I can write this equation only as G by L by considering only magnitude. Okay, now I will just put this inside this equation. So I will get T is equal to 2 pi divided by, instead of this, it will be under root G by L. Now rearranging the term, we will get 2 pi under root L upon G. So this is what you are getting for periodic time of simple pendulum, which is nothing but 2 pi under root L upon G. Okay, so from this equation, what we can conclude? Very first, which is amplitude is not there, right? And what is not there? Mass is not there. Only length and gravity is there. And 2 pi is the constant term. So we can derive some laws which are there for the simple pendulum. Okay, and even we can conclude some points. First one is amplitude is very small. This is the first point which we have to conclude. Amplitude is very small, as we have said. Theta, which is there, was very small. Then even we can find out frequency, right? How we can find out frequency of the same? Frequency is nothing but 1 upon T, right? So I will just inverse this equation. So I will get 1 by 2 pi under root G upon L. So I will get the value for even frequency. So as I told you, we can find out the laws of simple pendulum. So there are basically 4 laws of simple pendulum, which is made by using this formula. Which are they? First one, you can have a look at the formula, then we will write down the laws over here. So I will just draw. It is as easy as that. Okay, so I will write formula again over here, which is this, and we are going to write the laws. So let's see what are the laws of simple pendulum. Okay, observe this. You can say that first, T is directly proportional to root L. Is it right? Obviously, T is directly proportional to root L. This is known as law of length. Okay, so this is the first law. Second law is nothing but T is inversely proportional to root G. Is it right? Yes. So this is law of gravity. Now the next law, what terms are not there? Amplitude. Right? So you can say that periodic time of simple pendulum is independent of amplitude. So that will be the law of amplitude. Law of amplitude. And now what next? Fourth one, independent of mass. Because mass term is not there in this equation. This is known as law of mass. So these are the 4 laws which you can get by deriving the formula for periodic time of simple pendulum, which is T is equal to 2 pi under root L upon G. What are those 4 laws? First one is law of length, which is T is directly proportional to root L. Law of gravity, T is inversely proportional to root G. Third, periodic time is independent of amplitude. Then fourth one is it is independent of mass. So these are the 4 laws which you get from this and the formula which is there. Okay, so this is all about the simple pendulum, which is really very simple. Okay, now let's move towards by considering one special case of simple pendulum. Now what is the special case of simple pendulum? That special case is Second's pendulum. this is one of the special case of simple pendulum in which seconds pendulum, as it is said in the title only. So what it will be? Periodic time should be 2 seconds. So we are going to say that when the periodic time is 2 seconds, then that pendulum is known as seconds pendulum. So let's put the value over here. So this is the formula. We are going to put 2 in this. 2 is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. So this 2 and 2 will get cut, and we are getting G is equal to pi square L. So this is nothing but length of seconds pendulum. Okay. So how you are going to calculate the length of simple pendulum, seconds pendulum? It will be G divided by pi square. In this way you can find out the length of seconds pendulum. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? Yes. By knowing the value of gravity at some place, you can find out the length of seconds pendulum. As you know the value of this. So after knowing value of one of them, you can calculate the another term. Alright, so this is seconds pendulum. Okay, now let's move towards the difference, to see the difference between conical and simple pendulum. So basically what is conical pendulum and what is simple pendulum? I have one thing is there which is similar to pendulum, but we cannot say this is pendulum. I just wanted to show you one thing is there which is nearly equal to pendulum. Here I am not having a string. This is a metal chain which is attached to a bob which is spherical in nature. So it is supposed to attach over here. Suppose that this is the rigid support which is my hand, and if I move this pendulum like this, it will move to and fro. So this will be a simple pendulum. Yes, and before moving towards the difference between both of them, we just have said that we are going to check either the simple pendulum is SHM, performing SHM or not. As you have derived the formula of simple pendulum, in which we have said that F is equal to what? F was nothing but minus mg sin theta, right? This was the first equation which was derived while performing simple pendulum, right? After considering theta very small, we said that this is minus mg theta. After this, we got equation as this. Am I right? Yes. So have a look at this. What is m? M is mass, right? What is g? It is gravity. What is x? It is displacement. What is L? It is length. What terms are constant in this equation? M, mass should be constant. As we are considering this pendulum, this mass will not go on changing. This length will not go on changing. So even L is constant, mass is constant, G is constant. So what we can say, this F is proportional to minus x. So this is nothing but the definition of SHM. So from this equation we can conclude that the motion which is there for simple pendulum is simple harmonic motion. Okay, so this is what was remaining while we are studying simple pendulum. Okay, after this we have studied seconds pendulum, in which we said that periodic time should be 2 seconds. Then only we can say that is seconds pendulum. Okay, after that we are going to study about the difference between simple pendulum and conical pendulum. I have shown you this pendulum which is there with me. Okay, so this is not pendulum. I just wanted to tell you, this is not the same pendulum which you are going to perform in experiment. This is the another one which is I am having. This is not for the experiments. Okay, not for the physics experiment. So as you can see over here, similar material, considering this supposed to be attached over here, and if I move this bob in this direction, it will move like this. It will move in to and fro. So this will give you idea about simple harmonic motion. But what happens if it moves in circular form? What if this? What will happen to the theta? While we are considering simple pendulum, the theta was very small, right? But when it moves in circular motion, the theta must be highest. So that is the basic difference between simple pendulum and conical pendulum. The angle which varies, right? Another thing, what happens to the kinetic energy and potential gradient in case of conical pendulum, as it is a circular motion? So kinetic and potential energy are constant or not? It is constant. And in case of simple pendulum, it interconvertible. Sometimes it is kinetic, sometimes it is potential, and the addition is constant. Okay, so this is another difference between conical and simple pendulum. Now the third difference, which is very basic difference between both of them, as we have seen the diagram in which the tension and the weight components are there. In case of conical pendulum, the tension which is being applied at the string is balanced by weight in case of conical, and we have considered that horizontal component is being balanced by, or it is giving a centripetal force, because it is moving in circular motion, right? So centripetal force should be there. So that horizontal component which is there is nothing but the centripetal force. It is moving towards the center. So it gives you the idea about centripetal force. But what happens in case of simple pendulum? In case of simple pendulum, the horizontal component which is perpendicular to the string, which is mg sin theta, it gives you the restoring force. There is another difference between both of them. So these are some of the difference between simple pendulum and conical pendulum. Basic is, one is giving to and fro motion, another is giving circular motion. One is required of centripetal force and another is required of restoring force. Theta, angle theta is highest or smallest in this. And in the, after that, what happens to the amplitude? In case of simple pendulum, it is very smallest. But when it becomes highest, what will happen to theta? When amplitude becomes high, then theta will be increasing and it will move like circular, right? And in case of conical pendulum, if it is moving in circular motion, so theta is already highest. Okay. In case of conical pendulum, how the motion is? As it is a circular motion, but what the next term? Is it vertical or horizontal? It is vertical. It is not possible to have a horizontal one. And in case of simple pendulum, it is possible. Formula for both of them. For the simple pendulum, P is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. In case of simple pendulum, if we are considering a conical pendulum, it is L cos theta upon G. Is it right? One term is additional. Why? Theta is largest over there. Theta is very small, so we can ignore theta in case of simple pendulum. Okay, so these are the basic difference between both of them. So you can go through it. So for today's lecture, this is it. What we have seen in today's lecture, we have seen simple pendulum, laws of simple pendulum. We have seen how the simple pendulum gives the motion of simple harmonic. Then after that, we have studied about the derivation which is there for T, that is periodic time of simple pendulum. Then the difference between simple pendulum and conical pendulum. Okay, if you have any query regarding this, do ask me, I will solve your query. Thank you so much.